Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. Surrounded by the afterglow of its cannons, it looks like it's trying to stare us down. The divine presence emanating from it makes the air quiver. It's like the entire world is trembling in fear. Now do you understand how puny you are before the god? Do you understand how hopeless and foolish your battle is? Demonbane, the smiter of evil, you are nothing! Oh, he's totally fucking nuts. Damn goon. I check our status. The damage isn't that bad. Even though it was breached, our barrier managed to blunt the force of his attack. But I don't know how much more of that we can take. Fuck. I reload Cthulhu and open fire. The mighty recoil numbs my arm. Sparks fly where bullets meet his barrier. I can see the shield coming apart. One of Cthulhu's bullets succeeds in penetrating his barrier, but futile! Legacy of Gold doesn't even try to dodge. It takes the shot head on. There's a tiny sound, the sort a child's toy would make. A few sparks. Cthulhu's bullet, powerful enough to obliterate dozens of destroyer robots, is effortlessly deflected by his golden armor. Damn! Even if the bullet's power was dampened by the barrier, his armor's ridiculously hard. Your efforts are futile! Timinus Critias! One of his cannons fires a high-energy beam at us. We immediately use a blast of space-time feedback energy to leap out of the line of fire. The heat of the energy boils the lake of blood, and while still in the air, I unloaded Thakra on Augustus. The bullets attack Legacy of Gold from all directions, aiming for its vital points. However, they aren't as powerful as Cthulhu. Unable to breach the barrier, they fall vainly into the blood. So that's how it is. We don't do something about that barrier. God be shelled? We don't have many left, though. They don't finish him completely. Using them would only lower our chances of victory. Come, kneel before me. Pay homage to Augustus, Emperor of Earth. You puny humans. He unleashes a storm of beams on us. Whoops. By using Shantak and the shin guards at full capacity, I'm able to weave through them like some sort of insane acrobat. What are our options? How can we land a direct hit with the god beasts? How can we defeat the power of Cthulhu? Cthulhu can't penetrate Legacy of Gold's armor. Even though it goes straight for the weak points, Thakra can't breach his barrier. All avenues are cut off. Are Demonbane's guns useless here? His armor. His barrier. Those two mighty bulwarks stand between us and victory. If we can just neutralize one of them, that'll make one of the guns viable, but which one? I know. This could work. I reload the guns. I aim them at Legacy of Gold again. Kuru, what are you planning? Just watch. I fire Cthulhu at full auto. The roar of the gunfire fills my ears and the muzzle flashes burn away the crimson mist. You never learn. How pitiful, dear Kuru. As expected, most of Cthulhu's the most Cthulhu's bullets can do is breach his barrier. But they can breach his barrier. Which means... Without a moment's pause, I fire at Thakra. I unload all 6 rounds in the blink of an eye. And I'm not just firing for the hell of it. What? Far surpassing the speed of sound, my spell, my command is completed. Ithaqua's bullets fall right into line behind Cthulhu's, each of the 6 hiding in the shadow of one of the larger slugs. This unholy miracle is only possible because of the properties of Ithaqua's ammo. The bullets streak towards Legacy of Gold in formation, and Cthulhu's slugs strike the barrier first. Their terrible destructive power breaches the shield, leaving behind tiny gaps, and the Ithaqua bullets pass through the gaps without the slightest deviation. Now that Cthulhu's slugs have brought these cruel and unrelenting hunters inside the barrier, there's nothing left to stop them from stinking their terrible fangs into Legacy of Gold's weak points. Ah! They enter through the joints in Legacy of Gold's armor, destroying it from the inside out. Flames and sparks erupt from every orifice as the machine falls to the side. I see! So that was your plan. Good thinking, Kuru. Yeah, but we're not done yet. That's right. We haven't finished him yet. Now we have a slim chance. A decisive opening. All I have to do is slam another attack, and Pray that it finishes him. Al! Got it! Loading Godbeast shells! 2 bullets materialise, alternately freezing and burning and freezing the air. Cthulhu's cartridge slides into its chamber, and Cthulhu's bullet leaps to its cylinder, each moving as though it has a will of its own. The arcane symbols on the reloaded guns light up, filling the air with their blinding glow. Cthulhu? Ithaqua? Godbeast form! I pull their triggers simultaneously, and what emerges from the barrels of the guns are not bullets, but raw power in the form of burning heat and freezing cold. The heat transforms into a burning monster, wrapped in the flames of an otherworldly hell, and the cold transforms into a frozen dragon, wreathed in air that could turn one's soul to ice. With terrible roars and bared fangs, the beasts leap upon Legacy of Gold. What?! They dance with a whirling rondo of destruction, burning fangs and frozen claws mercilessly tearing and crushing through the Deus Machina's armour. Their power soon reaches the limit. Blinding light, and the explosion of supercosmic energy shakes the entire chamber, as though the space itself has been destroyed. While shielding my eyes from the glare, I try to make out Legacy of Gold through the white darkness. Sirens go off in my head. From out of the glow streaks a spear of light, so fast we only have a moment to react. Mirror of Nidocris! Mirror coating! Demonbane's armour becomes reflective an instant before the beam hits us. Ah! Their mirror coating fails to deflect all the energy. Damaged, Demonbane falls to its knees. And as the light fades, I can see Legacy of Gold still glittering beyond the explosion. That didn't finish him? At least he seems to be in pretty bad shape. Hell, it's a mystery how his machine's still operating. Most of its armour's been melted and half of it's been completely blown away, exposing the brutalized innards. Flames and silver blood are pouring from its wounds. And despite all its damage, Legacy of Gold is still active. Your attacks are quite clever. No less from the master of the Necronomicon. But it's not enough! From the gaps in Legacy of Gold's armour emerge swarms of metallic tentacles glistening with silver blood. Writhing repulsively, the tentacles begin to fill in the damaged parts. And as though time itself is being rewound, Legacy of Gold is regenerating right before my eyes. Self-repair? This must be Cthulhu's power! Shit! So even that wasn't enough? As long as I have Cthulhu, my power is infinite. I am immortal. Can you say the same? Behold, you never had any hope of victory. Clusters of cannon spout from Legacy of Gold's body. He's gonna fire them all at once. Oh shit. Legacy of Gold seems to explode in a storm of light as his cannon fire beams in every direction. The chamber is filled with the blinding glow of destruction. Timonus! Critias! Using the full power of both Shantak and the Shin Guards, I weave madly through the endless swarm of beams. I jump, duck, fly and twist to avoid the shining death. I dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge, but it's not enough, I can't evade them all! Mirror coating! We use the mirror coating to deflect several beams that I failed to evade, but that's at its limit as well. The remaining beams breach the reflective barrier and fall on Demonbane like a rain of destruction, and all I can see is the white darkness. Ah! Ah! Damn! The beam fire ceases. We managed to avoid a fatal wound, but our damage is serious. Demonbane can't take much more of this. Shit. Okay, how can we turn this around? Even the Godbeast shells were unable to finish him. We can't win, not unless we deal damage beyond his ability to regenerate, which means we'll have to utterly annihilate him with one attack. In other words, the Lumeria impact is our last chance. What's wrong? After doing such damage to Black Lodge, does Demonbane have nothing left? We're not done yet. Our only choice is to have it out at point-blank range. But the problem is how to get through this field of fire. There's no way I can dodge all of his beams. No point in thinking about it. Just gotta force our way through. As reckless as ever. It's not like I want to be, I think. I make the calculations necessary to form my next spell. Augustus looks confused by the change my sorcery works on the surroundings. What? Countless lights suddenly appear around Demonbane, and their glow is not their own. but a reflection of the light that fills the chamber. In other words, mirrors. By summoning the Mirror of Nitocris, I have sent a cloud of mirrors floating around us. We stand at the center of mirrors, surrounded by infinite reflections, a vast army of illusory Demonbanes. Perhaps guessing my intent, Augustus laughs mockingly. You expect to defend against Legacy of Gold's attacks like that? Oh, interesting. Let's give it a try. Legacy of Gold's cannons light up, preparing to unleash their terrible beams. Here it comes! Shantak! Before Legacy of Gold can attack, I take to the air, and we streak towards the enemy with all the speed we can muster, flying faster and faster and faster, and the mirrors fly alongside us as escorts. Golden light erupts from the enemy. The maelstrom of light reaches for Demonbane, a swarm of hungry beams hoping to tear into us with their terrible fangs. Mirror shield! I send the mirrors to cover Demonbane's front, and even as the mirrors deflect the beams, they shatter and new mirrors must take their place. This repeats for what feels like an eternity. Will our stock of mirrors hold it until we reach him? So this is your final plan? How pathetic, Demonbane! Endless beams of light, shards of glass filling the air, reflections playing across the surface of the Crimson Sea. The pervasive glow makes the scene through which we fly seem almost dreamlike. And this is our last mirror. It's not enough? It shatters. We're so close. So close. But we can't reach him. No matter how hard we try, we can't reach him. If we only had but a few more seconds, we would have made it. He's hopelessly far away. Too bad. We're not done yet! Scimitar Barzai! The scimitar appears in a burst of flame. I seize it and place Demonbane's fingers against the blade. Mirror coating! I slide Demonbane's fingers from the base to the tip of the blade, and everything they touch takes on a reflective sheen. I spread the mirror-coated scimitar into the shape of a fan and fling it with all our might. What? The scimitar is like a whirling mirror of death, deflecting all the beams in its path as it screams towards the Legacy of Gold. Ah! 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 Demonbane takes the full brunt of the beam fire and collapses. The scimitar bites deep, cleaving Legacy of Gold from the shoulder to the center of its abdomen, where it sticks. Augustus's damage is obviously serious, but it's still not enough. It's still not enough to beat him. Ah! Such power. If only I were not your opponent, victory would be yours. How sad. How very sad. The scimitar pops out of his machine by itself and returns to blade form, and sinks into the sea of blood. A brutal gash that nearly cut the machine in two. Thanks to his damn self-repair ability, it's regenerating right before our eyes. Damn you! Damn you! You are nothing more than human, and a human can never defeat a god! A human can never defeat the Emperor Augustus! Enough! Time to finish you! The giant golden machine looms over us gloatingly, and from it emerges an absurdly huge cannon. This is the cannon that almost destroyed Demonbane back then. Augustus aims his ultimate weapon at Demonbane, lying helpless in a sea of blood. I can see the fierce glow of destructive power burning in its depths, preparing to burst forth. No fucking way. I am not letting it end here. Without standing, I aim Cthulhu at Legacy of Gold. Ludicrous! Augustus's laughter thunders in my ears. And just then, something goes wrong. Huh? His laughter suddenly ceases, replaced by a gasp of disbelief. The energy that was building in his cannon disperses. That's not all. The regeneration of his Deus Machina is completely stopped. And then Legacy of Gold's wound begins to reopen, as though time is restoring itself. What? What's happening? What? Why? We're not about to let this chance go to waste. An inferno erupts from the muzzle of Cthulhu, and the sound of the shot is the roar of a mighty beast. The sea of blood vaporizes instantly as Cthulhu charges through the air, filling the air with clouds of crimson steam. The god beast bites into Legacy of Gold like a ripe fruit, its flaming jaws crushing the armor with ease. Then Cthulhu bursts apart, disintegrating into flame and light. The golden Deus Machina is enveloped by the conflagration. Well, I think that's a good point to end this part, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.